Supply chain management is one of the most prestigious and well-established disciplines of management education. It's known for the higher amount of salary it has in offer across the world. Right now, if we do a simple Google search, we can see that there are 204,000 supply chain jobs available in the USA, whereas 22,000 plus jobs available in India. If you are targeting these jobs and have cleared the initial screening test, then the next step for you is to crack the interview round, which poses a kind of challenge to everyone, be it a skilled professional or a beginner. And to boost your confidence and help you give an idea about what kind of question you can face in the upcoming interview, we have created this particular video. We have collated the list of top 15 supply chain interview questions that are most commonly asked in interview setups at MNCs and startups. All these interview questions that we are going to cover are basically endorsed by 3,100 plus hiring partners associated with Intellipaat. So ensure doing the careful analysis of these questions. So starting off with the very first question. What is the objective of supply chain management discipline? So basically, behind asking this question, the interview wants to test your fundamental concept and whether you know or not the primary goal of supply chain management. So you may answer this question by saying that the main objective of supply chain management is to create a streamlined and efficient process that delivers the product to the right person at right time, thereby adding value to both customer and company. You can further classify this by explaining certain key goals with certain examples, which are first, optimizing the process. This involves enhancing the overall performance and reducing delays of delivery by continuously assessing each stage of process from purchasing raw material to its successful delivery. You can quote an example from Amazon, which optimizes inventory level and logistics, which helps in delivering the products to the customer in as little as 2 hours through their Prime services. Second, reducing cost. Identifying and minimizing expenses associated with production, transportation, and inventory management to gain maximum profit. Take the example of Coca-Cola, which produces 95% of their beverages in country where they are sold. Third, ensuring timely delivery. Coordinate logistic and production schedule to deliver the right products to the customer on time. Fourth, manage risk. This involves identifying the potential risk, which again consists of internal and external risks. Internal risk, which includes operational inefficiencies, while external risk, which involves market fluctuation, natural disaster, and geopolitical issues. Question 2. Why does demand forecasting matter so much for supply chain management? By this question, the interview wants to assess your practical knowledge if you're able to connect demand forecasting knowledge with supply chain management or not. So go by explaining demand forecasting a bit. You can go by saying that demand forecasting is the process of estimating the future customer demand for any product by including product planning, inventory management, and several marketing strategies. And effective demand forecasting supports better supplier relationship. By providing suppliers with accurate forecast, companies can negotiate better terms and ensure timely delivery of material, ultimately driving customer loyalty, which is a very important factor in supply chain management. Now, as you're done explaining demand forecasting, go by giving examples which would convince the interviewer that you know a lot about the topic. You can give the example of Walmart, which utilizes advanced demand forecasting technique to optimize its inventory levels, ensuring that products are available when customers need them while minimizing excess stock. This approach not only reduces cost but also enhances customer satisfaction by preventing stockouts. Question 3. How would you calculate safety stock and what factors influence its optimal level? Okay, so by asking this question, the interviewer wants to assess knowledge of inventory management and wants to evaluate your problem solving and analytical skills. Go on by explaining what a safety stock is in one line and then straight away jump on calculation of safety stock. Safety stock, also known as buffer stock or reserve stock, is the additional quantity of a product that kept on hand to mitigate the risk of out of stock caused by uncertainties in demand and supply. Safety stock is a product of average daily sales and average lead time, subtracted from the product of maximum daily sales and maximum lead time. The formula which you can see on the screen. For instance, if a company sells a product with maximum daily sales of 100 units with an average daily sales of 80 units, with maximum lead time of 10 days and average lead time of 7 days, the safety stock would be 440 units. So now as we are done with the calculation of how to calculate the safety stock, we can talk about the factor affecting the optimal level of safety stock, which are first, demand variability. Whenever there is a fluctuation in customer demand for a product or service over a specific period, there is a significant impact on safety stock. For example, consider a company that manufactures winter jackets. The demand for winter jackets is highly seasonal with significant spikes during the winter months. say November to Feb, and low demand during the rest of the year. Second, lead time. This is the time taken from placing an order to receiving inventory can vary, which will ultimately affect how much safety stock is needed. Longer the variable lead time, the higher is the safety stock required to cover the potential delays. Third, supplier reliability. It is very obvious that unreliable supplier may require businesses to maintain higher safety stock level to mitigate the risk of delays or shortage. Fourth, supply chain disruptions. All the unforeseen events which include natural disaster or political issue can disrupt chain, prompting businesses to increase safety stock as a precautionary measure. To conclude, determining the optimal level of safety stock is a complex process that requires careful analysis of demand and lead time variability, supplier reliability, and cost implication. Question number 4. How does the triple bottom line framework influence the decision making in sustainable supply chain? And what metrics can be used to evaluate performance across the three pillars: people, planet, and profit? So this is a bit of a tricky question by which the interviewer not only aims to assess your understanding of sustainable development, but also test your ability of how you're applying framework like TBL in real world scenarios. So let's start by discussing the triple bottom line, which is a framework that significantly influences decision making in sustainable supply chain by encouraging businesses to consider not just financial outcome, but also social and environmental impacts. Now let's see the influence of TBL on decision making. First, balanced focus. You can say that the TBL pushes company to look beyond just making money. They have to think about how their action will affect people, for example, employees, customer, community, and the planet, say environmental impact. Second, stakeholder consideration. Instead of only prioritizing shareholders, TBL encourages business to consider all stakeholders, including employees, supplier, and local communities, which lead to a better relationship and a more positive reputation. Third, risk awareness. If a company identifies social and environmental factors early on, such as regulatory changes or shift in consumer preferences, will help them in avoiding problems that could affect profitability. Now, to effectively assess performance across TBL, company utilizes various matrices such as first, people. In this, we have sub-factors such as employee satisfaction and retention rate, which measure the well-being of employees and their retention. Second, fair labor practices. It examines whether the companies stick to the labor standards, including fair wages and safe working conditions. Second, planet. In this, we cover points such as carbon footprints, which quantifies greenhouse gas emissions generated by supply chain operations. Resource uses evaluates the efficiency of resource consumption, including energy and water uses. So the last factor, which is profit, which include financial performance indicator, which cover factors such as revenue growth, profit margins, and return on investment. Cost saving from sustainability initiative, which measures financial benefit gained from implementing sustainable practices. So we can see that by integrating the TBL framework into decision-making process, business can create sustainable supply chain that not only drive profitability but also contribute positively to society and environment. Question number 5. What are the key principles of circular supply chain and how can value chain mapping be utilized to identify opportunities for waste reduction and resource efficiency? So circular supply chain are designed to minimize waste and make the most of resource by keeping material in use as long as possible for waste reduction and resource efficiency. Talking about the key principle of circular supply chain, first, designing out waste product. Products are designed in a way that reduces waste during their life cycle by using material that can be easily reused or recycled. Second, keeping product and material in use. The main goal of this principle is to extend the life of product through practices like repair and recycling, ensuring that materials circulate in the economy rather than being discarded. Third, generating natural system. It aims to restore and enhance natural ecosystem, which involves practices like using renewable resources and ensuring that the waste is returned to environment safely. So before proceeding further, let's talk about what is value chain mapping. Value chain mapping is a tool that helps business visualize their entire supply chain from raw material to the end customer. Let's see how to utilize value chain mapping. First, identifying waste streams. By mapping out each step in supply chain, companies can pinpoint where waste is generated, such as excess material or energy use. Second, analyzing resource flow. Value chain mapping allows businesses to see how resource flow through the supply chain. This analysis can reveal inefficiencies such as bottleneck or areas where materials are wasted. Third, collaboration opportunities. This mapping can highlight areas where collaboration with supplier or customer can enhance resources. For example, sharing resource or information can lead to better recycling practices. Question number 6. Explain the difference between deterministic and probabilistic inventory models and when would you use each? So, deterministic and probabilistic inventory models are two approaches used in supply chain management to manage stock level efficiently. Let's go by explaining what are these two. So, the deterministic model is one where you know exactly how much product you will see and when will you receive new stock, where everything is predictable and constant. Now, you must be thinking when to use it. So, use it when your sales are steady and don't change as much. Second, you know exactly how long it takes to get new stock from supplier. To get more clarity, you can go by explaining it with an example. If you run a grocery store and you know that you sell 100 apples every week, you can easily calculate how many apples to order. On the other hand, probabilistic models are for things that are less certain and sale can change and delivery time can vary. To manage those uncertainties, we use this. Now, you must be thinking when to use it. First, sales are unpredictable and can go up and down. Second, you can't always count on how long it will take to get new stock. Third, you want to make sure that you don't run out of popular items. Taking an example, if you sell 20 clothes, you might not know how many customers will come in next week. You would want to use a probabilistic model to help decide how many items to keep in the stock without running out. Question 7. Can you explain the key consideration and strategies involved in designing an efficient warehouse layout? I would suggest you all to not directly jump on explaining strategies, rather go by explaining what an efficient warehouse is, which is designing an efficient warehouse involves creating a layout that maximizing spaces, enhances productivity and ensures smooth operation. Talking about the key consideration for warehouse layout design. First, space utilization. This means that organizing shelves and storage area to fit as much as product as possible while keeping everything accessible. In a nutshell, make the best use of available space. Second, flow of goods. This includes planning how product will move through the warehouse. The layout should allow for a smooth flow from receiving goods to storing them, picking them for orders, and finally shipping them out. Third, accessibility. Ensure that all areas of warehouse are easily to reach. Workers should be able to find and pick items quickly without having to navigate around obstacles. Talking about the strategies for an efficient warehouse layout. First, choose the right layout type. Choose from layout which consists of U-shaped, which is most common design where receiving and shipping docks are located at the ends of U and the storage in middle, or L-shaped, which means that the receiving area is located on one side and the shipping area is on the adjacent side. Second, implement picking strategies. Use methods like zone picking or batch picking to streamline how orders are picked. This can reduce the time workers spend searching for items. Third, regularly review and adjust. As your business changes, so should your warehouse layout. Regularly assess the layout and make the adjustment based on new products, changing demand or feedback from workers. Question number 8. How does the selection of free transportation modes such as air, sea, rail, truck impact inventory level and overall supply chain cost? What factors should be considered when making the selection? The selection of free transportation methods such as air, sea, rail and truck plays a major role in determining the inventory levels. Let's see the several factors. First, speed of delivery. Talking of air, this is the fastest mode of transportation because goods can arrive very quickly and business can keep lower inventory level. Plus, they don't have to stockpile as much because they replenish their inventory more frequently. Talking of sea, this mode is much more slower and often takes weeks for goods to arrive. As a result, business need to maintain a higher level of inventory, ensuring that they have enough stock on hand to meet customer demand during the long transit time. Second, lead time. Shorter lead times. Modes like air freight allow for shorter lead time, which means business can operate on just-in-time inventory system. This reduces the amount of inventory stored, lowering cost associated with the storage and handling. Longer lead time. With longer transportation time, such as with the ocean shipping, companies must plan ahead and keep more inventory to avoid stock out, which can lead to lost sale. Now talking about the third most important factor, that is cost. Higher cost for faster mode. Air freight is more expensive, so businesses may choose it for value or time-sensitive item. This can justify lower inventory level because the cost of holding excess stock is higher. Lower cost for slower modes. Sea freight is cheaper, making it suitable for bulk goods. However, the lower cost comes with the need of higher inventory levels to account for the longer shipping times. Talking about the factors to consider when selecting transportation mode. First, urgency of shipment. Determine how quickly goods need to arrive. If speed is critical, air freight may be necessary, impacting the inventory level accordingly. Second, cost. Evaluate the transportation cost versus the cost of holding inventory. Sometimes higher shipping cost can be offset by lower inventory cost. Third, demand variability. Assess how predictable demand is. If demand fluctuates, a more flexible transportation mode might be needed to adjust inventory level quickly. So we see that the mode of transportation chosen affect how much inventory a business needs to hold and influence overall supply chain cost. Question number 9. What is a ABC analysis or cross-talking, and how can they improve inventory turnover and reducing holding cost? ABC analysis is a method of categorizing inventory items based on their importance. First, A item. These are the most valuable item, typically making about 20% of the inventory. For example, high-end electronics like laptop and smartphone, but accounting for only 80% of total value. They require the tightest control and most frequent review. Second, B items. These are of the medium value, making up about 30%. Example, mid-range electronics and branded clothing of inventory, and 15% of value. They require less frequent review than A items. Third, C items. These are low value, high volume items making up about 50% of inventory. For example, kitchen utensils. They require the least control and review. Here we see that focusing on A items that store can reduce excess inventory on less critical items, B and C, can improve turnover rates for high value products. What is cross-docking? Cross-docking is a logistic practice where products from supplier or manufacturing plant are disrupted directly to a customer or retail chain with little or no storage time. Suppose we have a grocery distribution center that receives fresh produce from various farms and ship it directly to grocery stores, which is done in the following steps. Step 1. Receiving and shipping. The distribution center receives a truckload of fresh apples at 8 a.m. Instead of storing the apples in a warehouse, they are immediately sorted and loaded onto a delivery truck bound for a local grocery store. Step 2. Minimal storage time. The apples spend only a couple of hours at the distribution center, just enough time to be sorted and loaded onto outbound truck. Third, there is no need for long-term storage, which means no holding cost for the apples. We arrive at the conclusion that cross-docking allows the grocery distribution center to move product quickly by reducing storage cost, minimizing spoilage for the perishable items like fresh produce, improving the better inventory turnover. Question number 10. How does the product life cycle influence distribution strategies, and what challenges might arise during different stages of the PLC in terms of supply chain management? Talking about the product life cycle, which describes the stages of product goes from its introduction to decline. Understanding PLC helps the business determine their distribution strategies and manage challenges that arise at each stage. So I will be talking about the challenges associated with each stage. First, introduction stage. The product is launched into the market for the very first time in this stage. Distribution strategies. In this early stage, the goal is to introduce the product to a few key locations and to see how it performs. Companies don't want to distribute too widely until they know that there is a demand for the product. And the challenges are, first, consumers are not familiar with the product, leading to low initial demand. Second, companies face high production and marketing costs without immediate returns, making it challenging to maintain inventory level. Second, growth stage. In this early stage of product gain popularity and sales start to increase rapidly. Distribution strategies. As the product becomes more popular and sales grow, the company will make the product available in more stores and online marketplaces. This allows them to reach more potential consumers. Challenges. First, low sales and high marketing cost as companies work to educate consumers about the product. Second, need to create interest and encourage trial among the potential customers. Third, maturity stage. This is the stage where the sales growth slows down and market becomes saturated. Distribution strategies. When the product has reached maturity, the goal is to make it available everywhere consumers shop. Companies may offer discount on other benefits to retailers to encourage them to shop and promote their product. Challenges. First, fierce competition, which leads to price pressure and thinner profit margins. Second, we come to conclusion that by recognizing the challenges and adjustment strategies, accordingly, companies can better manage their product throughout their life cycle, aiming for profitability and market relevance. Question number 11. How can technology such as inventory management, software, and automation tools enhance order and lead time management in supply chain? Technology, particularly inventory management, software, and automation tools, plays a crucial role in enhancing the orders and lead time management in supply chain. Let's see how these technologies improve efficiency and effectiveness. First, real-time inventory tracking. Inventory management software provides real-time visibility into stock level. This means businesses can see exactly how much inventory they have at any given moment, which helps prevent overstocking or stockouts. Example, a company using inventory management software can instantly know when stock levels are low and reorder supplies before running out, ensuring that orders can be fulfilled on time. Second, automation of reordering processes. Automation tool can set up reorder points for inventory item. When stock reaches a certain level, the system automatically generates purchase order to replenish inventory. For example, a retail store can automate its reordering process for popular items, ensuring that they are always in stock without manual intervention, which saves time and reduces human error. Third, streamlined shipping and logistics. Some inventory management solutions include shipping tools that help business manage logistics more effectively. This includes tracking shipment and managing delivery schedule. For example, a company can use integrated shipping tool to print label and track shipment directly from the inventory management system, reducing delays and ensuring timely deliveries. We can say that technology such as inventory management software and automation tools significantly enhances order and lead time management in supply chain by providing real-time tracking, automating reordering process, and offering valuable insights through reporting and analytics. These technologies help businesses operate more efficiently and respond quickly to customer demands. Question number 12. Considering the recent advancement in generative AI and its application industry-wide, how do you believe these generative AI tools can be incorporated in supply chain management strategies to create an autonomous supply chain? So, generative AI can significantly enhance supply chain management by making processes more efficient and even more autonomous. I would like to answer this question by taking a simple example. Imagine you own a clothing company that sells t-shirt online. You have just launched a new design and you want to make sure that you have enough in stock to meet the customer demand without overspending on inventory. How can generative AI help? First, better demand forecasting. Generative AI analyzes your past sale data, taking into account factors like weather, social media trends, and influencing marketing campaigns. It predicts that the new t-shirt design will be popular in the upcoming summer months. So the benefit you will get is you can adjust your production and inventory plan to ensure that you have enough of t-shirts in the stock to meet the expected demand without overproducing and wasting of money. Second, optimizing inventory management. As customers start placing order for new t-shirt design, generative AI monitors the inventory level in real time. When stock starts running low, the AI automatically triggers a reorder from your supplier. So this ensures that you never run out of popular t-shirt design, keeping customers happy and avoiding lost sales. Third, enhancing logistics. As orders for new t-shirt designs start pouring in, generative AI analyzing shipping data and identify potential bottleneck in your logistic network. It suggests rerouting some shipment through a different distribution center to avoid delays. So by optimizing your shipping routes and identifying potential issues before they occur, generative AI help ensure that all customers' orders are delivered on time, even during periods of high demand. This reduces the risk of disappointed customers and negative reviews. So we have seen that by incorporating generative AI into supply chain management strategies, you can create a more efficient, responsive, and even autonomous system. From demand forecasting to inventory optimization, communication, and logistics, AI can help you anticipate and adapt changes in the market, ultimately leading to better customer service and increased profitability for your company. So talking about our last question, a major supplier has unexpectedly increased their prices by 20%. How would you respond to ensure minimal impact on your supply chain and overall business operation? The interview is trying to test your practical knowledge by asking this question. Answering these type of questions with an example will surely increase your chances of selection. If you have a small manufacturing company that relies on key supplier for a critical component and one day you come to know that they are increasing prices by 20% due to rising raw material cost, so how would you respond to minimize the disruption to your supply chain and business? You can go on by saying that first, gather information. You can schedule an urgent meeting with the supplier to understand the reason behind the price increase. Ask for a detailed breakdown of their cost structure and supporting evidence for the 20% of hike. Second, assess the impact. Crunch the number to determine how the prices increase will affect your production cost, profit margins, and competitiveness in the market. Identify which of the product will be most impacted. For example, if the component costs rupees 500 then and you sell the finished product for rupees 2500, a 20% increase means your cost will rise to rupees 600. This reduces your profit margin from 80% to 76%, which could make your pricing uncompetitive. Third, negotiate with supplier. You can approach the supplier with a counter proposal and see if they are willing to accept a smaller increase. Fourth, explore alternatives. Research for other suppliers who can provide the same or similar components at a lower cost. Reach out to them for quotes and assess their ability to meet your quality standards and delivery timelines. By following these steps, you can effectively manage a significant price increase from a major supplier and minimize the impact on your supply chain and business operation. So that's all from my side. If you have liked the video, kindly hit the both like and subscribe button for Intellipaat's YouTube channel.